All right, let's get started here. So, I knew I do have a training book and for my reps, and some of you have asked me to put out my RainMate presentation again, and a little bit of the concept behind my RainMate presentation. So I'm a little different than most, so I want to let you know that. I have a great closing average, probably right around 80-90%. And I make my RainMate presentation probably one of the most important parts of my whole presentation, including the rainbow. Because the reason why is this is our gift to every customer that looks at the rainbow. This is a concept, okay? It's part of our meet and greet program along with our instant set program. So there's a lot of different reasons for this, and I find that if I really help the customer identify the issues in their home, and if the RainMate fits that, then the rainbow. So it's like the rainbow is the conclusion of the RainMate presentation. And so I want to make that very clear. Obviously, we're selling the rainbow, no question about it. And the most important part, the reason we're there, is to get leads. Leads come from the RainMate. Instant sets come from the RainMate. Now, the reason I say that is that's why the RainMate presentation is so important, okay? Because we have to build a need. It's really hard to sell umbrellas when it's sunny out. It's really easy to sell umbrellas when it's raining out. So our job is to make, if you're selling umbrellas, is to make sure it's raining out. That's the best time to sell. The easiest way to sell a rainbow is to show the right person. Number one, so I want to go through the criteria. There's a reason for husband and wife, because I get both of them to do a Facebook post. Some people just get one. I get both the customers to do a Facebook post. I also get both customers to give me instant sets, okay? So I want a husband and wife. Gainfully employed, comfortably retired, that's a given. Homeowner, it's their home, it's their inside, it's their carpet, it's their furniture. Everything about ownership comes into play when also buying the rainbow, okay? I find that, and I'm not saying that single people, single renters, they don't buy the rainbow. They do, okay? But that's not where I want to show, because if you look at the closing algorithms, if you want a high closing average, you want to show a husband, wife, children, pets, and all that. So when I go into a home, I can use my book, and there's 4 reasons I'm there, but I do a little differently. I go to the home and I have an opening statement, okay? Mr. and Mrs. Jones, if I have a writer, that's even better, but I start with this. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I don't want to make this a big mystery. I know you probably have some form of cleaning system, whether it be for the source, which is the carpet and furniture, or for the air, the dust flying around your air, such as your HVAC system, and hopefully you have a great filter and it's working for you. And even some people have an air purifier. Some questions I'll have and I'll go into is, are they certified air purifiers like the rainbow or not? And I hope these items that you already have last you the rest of your life. If it ever breaks or it's not working up to size sufficiency, who knows, you might remember my presentation, do something crazy and call me down the road, okay? Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I just want to explain this a little bit to you. We deal with a very educated consumer today, and we do deal with them out of unfortunateness, and that's called because they became very educated through what we went through in the last 4 or 5 years, which is the pandemic, COVID, the flu season, and all kinds of reasons. We have found that indoor air pollution is 5 to 10 times worse than the outside. Now, the reason why is back in the late 70s, early 80s, it is my belief and my opinion that we went through this time energy efficient. Me being the age I am, I used to stand out front with a coupon to get 10 gallons of gas. I was only allowed 10 gallons of gas for the week because we needed to get oil from the foreign countries, Middle East, and they were restricting us, so we became an energy efficient. part of that was building how we build our homes and how we build our office buildings. So back in the late 70s, early 80s, what we do now is we put 4-inch insulation in the walls. We put 6-inch insulation in the ceilings. We wrap our homes with this white plastic called Tyvek. We put magnet sealed doors, double pane windows. We have sealed up our home, and we have became an energy, whether it be office building or our own personal home. So we became a very energy efficient country. The problem with that is by sealing up our home, we've also sealed up our home and became, I believe, an incubator for bacteria and viruses. And now, why did I bring up the COVID and the pandemic? Is because when we walked into a restaurant, we had to be wearing a mask. We walked into an office building, we had to be wearing a mask. When we walked into our hospitals, any other type of building, we had to wear a mask. But we could go to 52,000 screaming fans at Raven Stadium, and we didn't have to wear a mask. Why? Because of indoor air pollution. Now, Mother Nature figured out how to clean the outside of the home, okay, through some form of moisture, whether it be rain, snow, sleet, or fog. But unfortunately, we can't bring Mother Nature into our home. So we have this, what is called a pure air machine. It is not a certified air purifier. It puts out pure air. Let me explain this. This does a couple different features for you. Number one, it works just automatically, and it traps the dust, and dust comes in here and traps the dust. Wet dust can't fly. And so this is on, and then we can flip it to this, and it becomes like a night light. Adds a lot of what I would call white noise, and it really helps. For me, it helps me go to sleep. Now, this is one thing that water does do. It also helps control odors. So I love when people have kitty litter or cats or dogs or something like that, and sometimes that odor gets in the home, and this will help attract those odors, and also it's an odor control machine, as long as putting out pure air. It does a little bit more than that. We have different scents, and we like to think that what these things do is like this one here. This is called our Fresh Air, and it is triethylene glycol with ethyl alcohol as the active ingredient. I like the ethyl alcohol part because that's the same active ingredient as Lysol. So what we're doing right now is we are disinfecting the air. This is fantastic for people coming over. When people are coming over and visiting you, and it's cold season, it's flu season, it's a spike in COVID, you put this here, and it's killing the airborne viruses and helping with cross-contamination. So it's fantastic for that use. We have other scents, and the next one is this one right here. And if you go ahead and take a whiff of this, exactly right. It smells like Vicks, doesn't it? The active ingredient in this is called eucalyptus. I gotta be honest with you, I absolutely love this one here, because eucalyptus is the #1 selling holistic oil in America today. It helps, it's an antibacterial, it's an antibiotic, and there are studies out there that show eucalyptus helps reduce snoring by 50%. Okay, so that's just another fantastic. And I got one more I want to show you. And if you go and smell this one, you quickly get, you're correct, it's lemon. I love using lemon because lemon, it makes your home smell clean. And the reason I say that was my upbringing. My mom would always dust with lemon pledge. So I knew on that Saturday afternoon I'd come home from school or whatever, football, and I'd go walk into my home and I could smell lemon pledge. I knew my mom cleaned, and I thought the house was clean because of that lemon smell. So this machine does 4 different things, well, 5 different things. It traps the dust, it controls odor, it disinfects your home or sanitizes your home, it helps medicates your home, and it also aromatizes your home, so you don't have to buy all those nasty Glade packs and plug them in and things like that. So that's what this machine does, and this is our gift to you. Let me ask you a question, ma'am, just real quick. If I gave you, this is your gift, where are you putting it? Okay, And if your child gets sick, where are you putting it? If your husband snores, where are you putting it? How about if you get sick? Is it safe to say that you need more than one of these? Okay, so this is what I do with my RainMate, and that's my RainMate presentation. I have a video that goes through the 3 of these. If you take the time and do your RainMate presentation and a need, I like to do the RainMate presentation up at the kitchen counter. There are also times if you want to add a little bit more to the RainMate, you can always bring your light in, okay? And I will show them the dust throughout the home. So I start really big, and as you notice, I said odor control, kitty litter, snoring, cross contamination. These are giving the customer ideas of exactly who they should call for instant sets. I can't, like I said, I have a video out for the 3 instant sets. How to get into the 3 papers here and put these in order. And I'm telling you, you have to do this word for word when you explain these. And once again, it's a fantastic way. Listen, do that RainMate, building need. Take your time with the RainMate. Google things. You can Google the Lysol. You can the ethyl alcohol. You can Google. Learn as much as you possibly can learn. I tell people this, and I'm going to end it with this. I know an 8-hour presentation of the Rainbow. 8-hour presentation. I have an hour and a half to do it. Because if your demo takes too long, they're not going to really highly recommend you coming over their home, and they won't do the program if your presentation's too long. But this part and getting instant sets before you leave the home. Let me tell you something. I can't stress enough getting instant sets before you leave the home. Okay? So thank you. Watch this one and then follow up and watch the 3 programs and explain the 3 programs. You should be good to go on all the leads you ever need. Thank you.